If your legs feel like heavy stones when you try to get out of bed in the morning and you've been told to just walk more to fix your circulation, I need you to hear something important. You're not getting old. You're doing the right thing at the wrong time. Your instinct that something's off, you're right. And your feeling that there should be a better answer than take an aspirin and hope for the best also right. Here's what nobody tells you. Your blood is thickest between 6 o'clock and 10 in the morning. That's when most heart attacks and strokes happen. Not at night, not in the afternoon, in the morning. But your body already has a built-in system to break down clots naturally. We're just going to wake it up. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you a few simple things you can do before breakfast, most of them while you're still in bed, that work with your body's natural clot-dissolving system. No gym membership, no supplements that mess with your medications, just simple biology that takes only a few minutes. The first habit takes about 90 seconds, and you don't even have to get up to do it. But it's habit number 3 that corrects a dangerous mistake 90% of people make with their morning water. And here's the surprising part. What you've been told to drink first thing might actually be making your blood thicker. Let me explain what's really happening inside your body when you wake up. Let me tell you about Helen. She came to see me at 67 years old. Her legs felt heavy every single morning. She told me she dreaded getting out of bed, not because she was depressed, but because those first few steps felt like wading through wet cement. Her doctor had told her it was just poor circulation. Walk more, he said. So she did. She walked every afternoon, but the mornings never got better. Here's what was actually happening. Helen was doing the right thing at the wrong time. Her afternoon walks weren't helping her morning circulation because by afternoon her blood had already thinned out naturally. The problem was those first critical minutes after waking up. We changed just her morning routine, a few simple habits before breakfast. For weeks later, she told me something I'll never forget. She said, I stood up this morning and realized I wasn't holding on to the nightstand anymore. I just stood up like I used to. That's what we're going after today. So, here's what's probably happening to you right now. You wake up in the morning and something feels off. Maybe your legs feel stiff, heavy, or sluggish. Maybe you get a little dizzy when you stand up too fast. Maybe your fingers feel puffy, or your ankles look swollen. You mentioned it to your doctor. They did some tests. Maybe put you on a blood thinner and told you to stay active. And that was it. And you're sitting there thinking, that's the plan. Take a pill and cross my fingers. Here's what frustrates me about that approach. Your doctor isn't wrong. Blood thinners save lives. But there are 23 hours in every day when you're not sitting in that doctor's office. And what you do in those hours, especially in the first 30 minutes after you wake up, matters enormously. Because here's the thing, nobody explains. Your body doesn't work the same way at 7 in the morning as it does at 7 at night. Your blood chemistry actually changes while you sleep. And if you're doing the same routine morning and night without understanding this difference, you're missing the window when your body needs the most help. Now, here's something that's going to surprise you. Everything you were told about getting your blood flowing in the morning, most of it ignores when your blood is actually at its most dangerous. Think about your blood like ketchup in one of those old bottles. The kind you grew up with. When the bottle sits on the table overnight, the ketchup gets thick at the bottom. You have to shake it, tap it, work it a little to get it flowing again. That's exactly what happens in your veins while you sleep. Your blood gets thicker overnight. Your platelets, those little sticky cells that form clots, get stickier. Everything slows down. And when you suddenly stand up in the morning, you're asking thick, sluggish blood to rush against gravity up to your brain. No wonder you feel dizzy. No wonder your legs feel heavy. But here's the part that should make you feel hopeful. Your body has two systems working inside you all the time. One system forms clots to stop bleeding when you cut yourself. That's the one you know about. But there's another system, a cleanup crew, that dissolves old clots so they don't build up and cause problems. This cleanup system has a fancy name, your fibrinolytic system. Think of it as your body's natural clot-busting team. They go around finding clots that shouldn't be there and breaking them down. And here's why that matters to you. That cleanup crew clocks out at night. They're least active when you're asleep and right when you wake up. So those morning hours when your blood is thickest, that's exactly when your natural clot-dissolving system is taking a coffee break. The habits I'm about to show you, we're calling that cleanup crew back to work early. Have you ever noticed that you feel better by mid-morning than you do right when you wake up? That's your fibrinolytic system finally waking up. We're just going to give it a head start. Now, here's where this gets really interesting, and this might shock you. You've probably heard people say, drink ginger tea, take turmeric, eat raw garlic. They're natural blood thinners. And yes, technically they are. But if you're already on Warfarin or Eliquis or any prescription blood thinner, stacking high doses of these on top can cause dangerous bleeding. Your gums bleed when you brush your teeth. You bruise if someone looks at you wrong. That's not what we're doing here. See, there's a difference between thinning your blood and helping it flow better. We're not adding things that thin your blood dangerously. We're doing something different. We're reducing what's called viscosity. That's just a fancy word for thickness. Think about it like this. You can make honey flow better two ways. You can water it down, which changes what it is. Or you can warm it up, which just helps it move easier while staying the same honey. We're warming up the honey. We're working with your medication, not against it. A lot of people don't understand this difference, and it leads them to make dangerous choices. But what I'm showing you, it's just basic biology. Movement, hydration, breathing, things your body was designed to do. So, if ice-cold water first thing makes your blood vessels constrict, and if herbal supplements might interfere with your medications, what actually works? Here's what I've seen work consistently over more than 2 decades of clinical practice. It's a 6-step morning routine. The first 5 steps are things you probably never thought about. They'll make sense once I explain them, but it's step 3, the one involving your morning water that most people get completely wrong. Getting that one right creates about half the improvement. Step 1 happens before your feet even touch the floor. I call it the wake-up wiggle. Here's the most dangerous moment of your day. Standing up. When you go from lying down to standing, gravity suddenly pulls all your blood down to your legs. Your brain gets less blood, less oxygen, and you feel woozy. Some of you know this feeling. Doctors call it orthostatic hypotension. So, before you sit up, while you're still under the covers, do 3 things. Pump your ankles 20 times. Point your toes down toward the foot of the bed. Then flex them back toward your shins, just like you're pressing a gas pedal over and over. This takes maybe 30 seconds. Second, squeeze your glute muscles, your butt, 10 times. Just tighten and release like you're trying to hold a coin between your cheeks. Sounds silly, but it pumps blood out of your pelvis. Third, take 5 deep belly breaths. Fill your stomach like a balloon, not your chest. This creates pressure changes that help push blood upward. The whole thing takes 90 seconds. And here's why it works. Your calf and glute muscles act like pumps. Every time they contract, they squeeze blood back up toward your heart. You're priming your circulatory system before gravity gets involved. You just did circulatory therapy before brushing your teeth. Step 2 is about how you breathe in those first 5 minutes after you get up. Here's something your doctor probably never mentioned. The way you breathe changes your blood chemistry. When you breathe through your nose, not your mouth, your sinuses release something called nitric oxide. It's a natural chemical that opens up your arteries like a key turning a lock. Mouth breathing gives you none of this. 0. So, for the first 5 minutes after you're up, while you're walking to the bathroom, making coffee, whatever, close your mouth and breathe slowly through your nose. That's it. If you want a bonus, hum gently on the exhale. Humming actually increases the nitric oxide release. Think about it like this. You're literally leaving free medicine on the table every time you mouth breathe in the morning. Now, if you wake up with dry mouth every day, that's a sign you're mouth breathing in your sleep. Some people use a small piece of medical tape over their lips at night. Sounds strange, but it works. Ask your doctor about it if you snore or have sleep apnea. Step 3 is where 90% of people get it wrong, so listen carefully. Most people do one of two things first thing in the morning. They chug ice-cold water straight from the fridge or they go straight to coffee. Both are mistakes. Ice-cold water shocks your system. Your blood vessels constrict in response to the cold, the opposite of what you want. And coffee, it's a diuretic. It dehydrates you further when you're already dehydrated from 8 hours of not drinking anything. Here's what works instead. Get yourself 12 to 16 ounces of warm water. Not hot, not cold, just warm to the touch, like a comfortable bath. Squeeze a little lemon in there, maybe half a lemon, and add a pinch of Celtic sea salt or a scoop of electrolyte powder, not table salt, sea salt, or electrolytes. Here's why this matters. Plain water actually passes right through you. You'll pee it out in 20 minutes. But when you add minerals, sodium, potassium, magnesium, your cells can actually hold on to the water. It gets into your bloodstream and stays there, diluting the thickness of your blood plasma. You're changing your blood viscosity in about 3 minutes. And you're doing it safely without any herbs that might interact with your medications. Drink this before you have your coffee. Then if you want coffee, go ahead. But the warm mineral water comes first. Step 4 takes 10 seconds, but matters more than you'd think. Look down at what you're wearing. Tight pajama bottoms, elastic waistband digging into your belly. If something is squeezing your midsection, it's restricting blood flow from your legs back to your heart. Your pelvic veins are the highway back to your heart. Don't put up a roadblock. For the first hour of your morning, wear loose, comfortable clothes. No tight elastic, no restrictive waistbands. And if your doctor has you wearing compression socks, put those on before you stand up and start walking around. They're designed to push blood up from your calves, but they work best when you put them on early. One more thing, don't cross your legs while you eat breakfast. That kinks the highway. Step 5 is movement, but not the kind you're thinking. I'm not asking you to go to the gym. I'm asking you to walk slowly for 10 minutes. That's it. You can do it inside your house if you can't go outside. March in place if you have to. Your calf muscle is sometimes called your second heart. Every time it contracts, it squeezes blood up through your veins like a pump. But if you sit at the breakfast table for 30 minutes without moving your legs, that pump is turned off. So walk while you drink your coffee. Stroll around the kitchen. Pace the hallway. You're not exercising. You're turning on your body's plumbing system. The pace doesn't matter. Slow is fine. Consistent movement is what counts. Step 6 is the easiest one and it involves what you eat. At breakfast, include something red or purple. Beets, berries, cherries, any of these work. Even a small glass of beet juice mixed with apple juice to cut the earthy taste. Here's why. Red and purple foods contain natural nitrates. Your body converts these into more nitric oxide, the same artery-opening chemical you get from nose breathing. One study found that eating a small beet serving increased blood flow by 24% within 3 hours. Half a cup of blueberries on your oatmeal, a small handful of cherries, a few slices of roasted beets on the side. You're giving your cleanup crew the tools they need to do their job. Here's what to expect when you start doing these 6 habits. Days 1 through 3, you might not notice much. Maybe you feel a little less groggy. Maybe not. That's normal. Your body is adjusting. Days 4 through 7. This is when most people tell me something feels different. They stand up easier. The heaviness in their legs isn't quite as bad. It's subtle, but it's there. Weeks 2 and 3, the improvement becomes consistent. You're not thinking about your legs as much because they're not demanding your attention. By week 4 to 6, this should feel like your new normal. One morning, you'll realize you walked to the kitchen without even thinking about your circulation. That's when you know it's working. Now, a few important things before you start. If you're on blood thinners like Warfarin, Eloquis, or Plavix, everything I've described here is safe to do alongside your medication. We're not thinning your blood. We're helping it flow. But always let your doctor know what you're doing. They should be part of your team. If you have severe heart failure or kidney disease, check with your healthcare provider before increasing your morning fluid intake. The amount might need adjusting for you. And if you ever feel chest pain, sudden severe headache, or numbness in your face or arm, that's not a circulation issue to fix with morning habits. That's a medical emergency. Call 911. The goal here isn't to replace medical care. It's to support your body during the 23 hours a day when you're not in the doctor's office. So, let me bring this together. 6 habits. 90 seconds of ankle pumps and squeezes before you stand up. 5 minutes of nose breathing. Warm lemon water with a pinch of sea salt. Loose clothing. No crossed legs. A 10-minute slow walk. And something red or purple at breakfast. That's it. No expensive equipment, no complicated supplements, just biology. 3 months from now, you could wake up and realize something's different. Your legs don't feel like lead. You stand up without grabbing the nightstand. By 9 in the morning, you feel clear. Not perfect, but clear. Because your blood is doing what it's supposed to do, flowing. This isn't about living forever. It's about staying independent. It's about not being afraid to walk to the mailbox. It's about your kids not having to worry every time you drive to the store. Good circulation buys you your freedom back. The fact that you listen to this whole thing tells me you're serious about taking control of your health. Most people won't do that. They'll keep feeling heavy, keep feeling tired, keep hoping a pill will fix everything. But you're different. Tomorrow morning, try just the first 3 habits. The wiggle, the nose breathing, and the warm water. That's all. See how you feel by day 3. I think you're going to be surprised. Take care of yourself. You've got this.